Good morning, dear students. We have just finished how to prepare hydrogen gas, what are the properties of hydrogen gas, and today we are going to discuss what is oxidation, what is reduction, and what are the differences between oxidation and reduction, and what is a redox reaction. To begin with, what is oxidation? Oxidation involves addition of oxygen to a substance. For instance, if you heat copper in air or oxygen, what happens? It combines with oxygen to give you metallic oxide. So the product formed is copper oxide. Similarly, if magnesium is heated in air or oxygen, it gives you magnesium oxide. So addition of oxygen is taking place, hence we say oxidation is a process where addition of oxygen to a substance is involved. Next is removal of hydrogen from a substance. Let's take an example, hydrogen sulfide gas. When you react with chlorine gas, the products are hydrogen chloride and sulfur. Now, chlorine gas is an oxidizing agent. Hydrogen sulfide itself is a reducing agent. So, H2S gets oxidized into S, removal of hydrogen, and chlorine gets reduced into HCl. Similarly, addition of electronegative element results in oxidation. For instance, ferrous chloride, when reacted with chlorine gas, gives you ferric chloride. So the oxidized product is ferric chloride. Next, removal of electropositive element. For example, when you react potassium iodide with hydrogen peroxide, which is an oxidizing agent, the products are potassium hydroxide and iodine. Now, what is the reducing agent? Potassium iodide. What is the oxidizing agent? Hydrogen peroxide. And the oxidized product is iodine. Last of all, which is very important, oxidation is a process which involves loss of electrons from an atom, ion, or a molecule. Oxidation will take place when an atom loses one or more electrons, or an ion loses one or more electron, or a compound loses one or more electron. What do you understand by the term reduction? Reduction means removal of oxygen from a compound. It also means addition of hydrogen to a compound. Thirdly, it is removal of electronegative elements. Then it is addition of electropositive elements. And finally, in terms of electrons, it is the gain of electrons from an atom or an ion. Now let us discuss removal of oxygen from a compound. Cupric oxide is a metallic oxide. On heating, you pass hydrogen gas, cupric oxide gets reduced to copper and water is formed. So the reduced product is metal copper. Hence we say reduction of cupric oxide into copper has taken place. Number 2, addition of hydrogen to a compound. Chlorine gas, when reacted with hydrogen sulfide gas, the reduced product formed is hydrogen chloride. So it is what? Addition of hydrogen. Number 3, removal of electronegative element. Let's take a look at the reaction. Ferric chloride, when reacted with hydrogen sulfide gas, it gives you ferrous chloride, hydrogen chloride plus sulfur. So the reduced product is ferrous chloride. Number 4, addition of electropositive element. Look at it. Mercuric chloride is being converted into mercurous chloride. So you have added an electropositive element. And finally, gain of electrons from an atom or an ion. Oxidation, it stands for what? Gain of electrons. So, ferric chloride, when you react with sulfur dioxide in water, it gives you ferrous chloride plus hydrochloric acid plus sulfuric acid. So ferric chloride is reduced to ferrous chloride from Fe3 to Fe2 positive, and chlorine reduced to hydrogen chloride, addition of hydrogen. So you have to remember that gain of electrons by an atom or an ion or a molecule, it results in reduction. Now, what is a redox reaction? A redox reaction is a reaction in which both oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously. So, on the one hand side, oxidation is taking place. On the other side, it is reduction taking place. So, it is a reaction in which both oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously. Let us look at the example. Chlorine gas, when reacted with hydrogen sulfide gas, gives you hydrogen chloride plus sulfur. Chlorine is electronegative. It is an oxidizing agent. H2S is a strong reducing agent. So Cl2, it gets reduced to HCl, and H2S gets oxidized to S. So on one hand, you see oxidation is taking place. On the other hand, you'll see reduction is taking place. So this reaction is a typical example of a redox reaction. Similarly, there are many other examples. Just a while ago, I taught you cupric oxide, when heated and passed, hydrogen gas is passed over it, cupric oxide gets reduced to copper and water is formed. So cupric oxide gets reduced to copper and hydrogen gets oxidized to water. So both oxidation and reduction take place simultaneously, hence we call it redox reaction. Now, what are oxidizing agents and what are reducing agents? First and foremost, an oxidizing agents are the ones which loses oxygen or electronegative radical. Secondly, it gains hydrogen or electropositive radical. Thirdly, it accepts electrons. Now, there are some typical examples of gaseous oxidizing agents like oxygen gas, ozone, and electronegative elements like chlorine, fluorine, etc. Liquid oxidizing agents are acidified hydrogen peroxide, acidified potassium dichromate, hypochlorous acid, concentrated nitric acid, concentrated sulfuric acid. In the solid form, oxidizing agents commonly used are manganese dioxide, then lead dioxide, trilead tetroxide, sodium nitrate, potassium chlorate. Now, similarly, what is an reducing agent? Reducing agent gains oxygen or electropositive radical. Secondly, it loses hydrogen or electropositive radical. And thirdly, reducing agents donate electrons. Now let us quickly go through some examples of reducing agents such as gases. Gaseous reducing agents are hydrogen gas, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide. Ammonia gas is also a reducing agent, but it is a mild reducing agent. Then hydrogen chloride gas. Now, liquid reducing agents, for instance, hydrochloric acid, hydrobromic acid, hydroiodic acid, sulfurous acid, nitrous acid. There are few solids that are good reducing agents: carbon or coke, electropositive metals like potassium, sodium, calcium, etc., sugar, etc. These are reducing agents. Now, what are the basic differences between oxidation and oxidation? It is addition of oxygen to a substance. Just the opposite is reduction, which is removal of oxygen from a substance. Number two, oxidation is removal of hydrogen from a substance. Just the reverse. Reduction is addition of hydrogen to a substance. Number three, oxidation is addition of electronegative element. Reduction is removal of electronegative element. Similarly, oxidation is removal of electropositive element, whereas reduction is addition of electropositive element. Oxidation, it involves loss of electrons from an atom or ion or a molecule, whereas reduction, it uh, involves gain of electrons from an atom, ion, or a molecule. Oxidation is increase in positive valency, whereas reduction is decrease in positive valency. And finally, oxidation is decrease in negative valency, whereas reduction is increase in negative valency. With this, we come to the end of the lesson. Please revise, learn the examples of oxidizing agents, reducing agents, learn the equations thoroughly so that you write it correctly. Thank you.